Alright people, Mike Saladin here again, and welcome back to another Mass Effect Legendary Edition Insanity Run video. Still in Mass Effect 2, and today we're going to do Thane's recruitment mission. We're just heading over to Nasana Dantius's towers. We're going to fight our way up there and hopefully recruit Thane without too much difficulty. Samara's mission wasn't too tricky, apart from that gunship fight. I sort of went down during that fight, but that was kind of my own fault. I wasn't really paying attention. But we came back the second time and we managed to defeat the gunship pretty quickly. There's nothing in Thane's mission that's that difficult that I can think of. Probably just the very end of the mission where you're trying to cross that bridge between towers. I think there's a lot of enemies there. And they have a high vantage point. They've got the high ground, as Obi-Wan would say. And yeah, I think that part can be tricky to get across. And there's maybe a part with an elevator where there's a Krogan.
Good luck, Shepard.
And a few enemies that pour out of an elevator at one section. I think they can. That can be a tricky situation as well. But we'll see. Hopefully things don't go too badly. Just straight into action, fighting mechs. Okay. It's interesting that they didn't bring the dog mechs back into the third game. At least I don't think they did. But there's a couple of sections where you fight these. What are they called? Locky mechs? I've actually never read their name before. Locky mech. That's probably not how you pronounce it. They probably pronounce it low-key or L-O-K-I mech or something. But I'm just going to call it Locky mech now. I think they come up again in a few missions in Mass Effect 3. But I don't think you ever see the dog mechs again. So we're just going to help this Solarian worker. I think there's a Paragon prompt. We can give him some Metagel or something like that. So they were sort of just evacuating the building. And then Nasana Dantius just unleashed all the security mechs because she heard Thane was coming. I don't know how you couldn't really program your mechs not to attack your workers or whatever, but yeah, it seems pretty stupid what she did. Thane does his best to avoid shooting the civilians. He locks them up in like any random room he can find to keep them safe. We can free a few of them. I'll try my best to do that, but if I miss one or two of them, I won't be too annoyed. At this point I'm just trying to get towards the end of the game. I think after this mission we've got to go get the Reaper IFF, and then we're actually on to the final mission, because I've recruited everybody else possible. And I haven't shown it on any of my videos, but I've done most of the loyalty missions. So mostly everybody should survive the final attack on the collector base. If I get there. And it's actually, I'm not that worried about the collector base. It's actually not as tricky as some other parts of the game. Final boss is kind of easy, fighting that giant human reaper. Just you have to shoot the injection tube things. And then as long as you stay in cover and take down the enemy's health as best you can. Sometimes before you even get it down fully, a cutscene will play and you just automatically start escaping if you didn't fully take out the human reaper. At least that happens in casual. I'm not sure about Insanity. Maybe that's just a casual only thing. If you're taking too long to defeat the final boss, the game's just like, well, this bomb's going to go off and you need to get out of here anyway, so we're just going to end this fight because you managed to survive. Kinda like when you fight the Thresher Maw on Tachanka, you don't actually have to defeat it. You just have to survive long enough until it sort of leaves or gets chased off or whatever. So yeah, the collector base, there is a couple of tricky parts, like There's a lot of Harbinger assuming control on enemies, that can be annoying. And I think there's a few of my old friend the Scions or Scions or whatever those enemies are called, they're always annoying. But I'm not as worried about it as I was worried about certain other missions, like Tally's recruitment mission, where you had to fight the Geth Colossus. I was worried about that. It did give me a bit of trouble, but after 2 or 3 attempts I managed to get past that part. I have gotten better at this game over the years than I was back when I was first playing it. Because I remember on Insanity back then, I was just dying all the time. Like at least 5 or 6 times in one mission. Not even that really difficult missions, just every mission. But now I've gotten a bit better. I only die once or twice in the harder sections where you sort of expect to die. So now that I've said that, I'm probably going to die against some really pathetic enemy in here. I'm just going to walk out here and there's going to be somebody I didn't see, some like Locky mech with like 1 bit of health left, just going to shoot me and then I'm going to die and look really stupid. I've seen a dog enemy running in from over here, so yeah, there is more of them over here. Okay. Hit them with Incinerate and Warp. Nice. Again, as always, just bringing Miranda and Morden. Said it before, but I'll say it again. They're really just the dream team. And a couple of these later missions, they have been going down more often. But yeah, they're not really the party members with the most health, so it's kind of to be expected. But again, they do really help out. Their powers are just, you know, the perfect set of powers that you need, really. They sort of just handle almost any situation that you come into. It's really great that Miranda has Overload and Warp together. That's just sort of perfect, because it does everything really. Overload and Warp takes down shields, warps armor, and warps barriers. So she's even more valuable than Morden, because his Incinerate only really works on the armor here. But when you combine the two, it really does help you out. If Morden had another ability, I wish he had something that helped him out to disable shields. Maybe he does, maybe Neural Shockwave or whatever his other power is actually does something like that. Not quite sure, but we're mainly using him for the Incinerate ability. I don't even know if these are the best tactics. Maybe there's other party members that have similar abilities that actually work far better than what I'm doing, but this is just how I like to do it. Not really looked up anyone else's videos on how to get past sections. I just sort of sat down and taking each mission as it comes. But later on, if we get to some part, maybe the Reaper IFF mission, because I remember it being tricky, actually more tricky than... Oh! I don't even know what happened there. I was in cover, I was sort of ducked down. Did someone get behind me or something? Well, so much for I'm pretty good at this game now. Speech. I knew that was going to come back to haunt me. Oh well, we didn't get put too far back. But yeah, as I was trying to say, the next part I'm sort of worried about really is the Reaper IFF mission, because I remember there being some tricky sections in that mission with like what do you call them, the husks. They are really annoying in that mission. They're sort of all over the place. They're actually one of the deadlier enemies on Insanity. On casual or normal, they're pretty terrible. They don't really do much to you. But on the Insanity, if they stun lock you and a load of them get around you, your health goes down in seconds. And it's just, they can really overwhelm you pretty easily. And I think nearly the entire Reaper IFF mission, is made up of you fighting husks. Like 90% of it is just husks. So I'm kinda not looking forward to the Reaper IFF mission, because I don't really know many tips or tricks for dealing with husks. Maybe just shoot their legs, because they seem to go down easier if you take out their legs first. Hopefully we can get through this section this time. I'm not gonna. I think maybe the last time I ran in too close and the enemy got behind me or something. Because I'm not quite sure how I died there. I was just ducked down behind cover. One of the mechs was getting kinda close. Maybe they were able to hit Shepard's head, because it does sort of stick out from behind covers. Because yeah, he's not fully covered there. Like, if one of those shots got lucky, they could get him with a headshot. So maybe I wasn't as in cover as I thought it was. Just having around to use. Oh! Got stun locked and went down again. Okay, this section is a lot more tricky than I remember. Okay, we need to try the upper game here, because we're not that far into this mission, and I didn't remember it being this this easy to die on it.
We'll go get him.
Okay, let's see.
Get your ass in there, and if that is not
I'll try to stick to this wall and funnel the enemy over here, and hopefully this time I don't get stun locked. And I think that's actually how I died that time. I got stun locked and Shepard popped out of cover, and then he just got machine gunned. Shock or overload and cryo blast. Thanks, Morgan. Nice. The enemy are all being drawn to Miranda and Morden. That's pretty good at the moment. They're not aiming at Shepard. Hiding over here at this wall seems to have done a good job. Oh wait, here they're coming in. This is the position I was in the last time, but these guys don't seem to want to move towards us, so I'll get out the sniper rifle and try to take them down quicker with headshots, so that if I do get stun locked, there's really not anybody there to machine gun me like the last time. I think what happened was there was 2 or 3 enemies over there. I got stun locked, and suddenly a load of machine gun fire was just heading towards my face, and I couldn't do anything about it. Okay. This Eclipse Vanguard, he might have been the one that stunned me by firing that biotic attack. I wasn't keeping an eye out for it. So most of the time those attacks, they do just hit the wall. So it was sort of surprising that I actually got hit by it. Guess I popped up to aim at just the wrong second, and then they took me down. Sniper rifle has been going well so far. Hope I didn't advance too far ahead here. Ah, Morden's running in. Hopefully he drew some fire off of me. Warp and overload, or incinerate even. Thanks, Morden. Nice job. You deal with the mech, Morden, or will I get it now? No, Morden, don't run away, Morden! No, you're drawing fire for me. Come back. Oh well. Now they just keep coming here, so I'm not sure if this is another section where you just have to keep advancing forward, or the enemies never stop. Or if I just sit here and take them all out, will they just run out of enemies? Miranda's down, that's not great. More than just use cryo blast, it's not going to be that effective, but I really haven't upgraded. Morden's down now as well. This is really a trickier section than I remember. Alright, we'll just try to machine gun these guys. Come on, get his fire down. Where's he going? I hope he isn't coming in from behind somewhere. Okay, stop hiding behind. He's really close. Please, Revenant machine gun, take this guy down. Stun lock him. Okay, this is bad. Reload, Shepherd, reload, Shepherd, reload. Oh, my shields came back. Thank you, thank you. Okay, that was a little too close. I didn't want to have to do this a third time, fight all these people. Oh, and they keep spawning in the background. I can see them running up here. Is this just an endless wave of enemies? I'm gonna have to move forward soon. I'm not really seeing an opportunity to do it. If I step out there, I'm just gonna get machine gunned completely. Ah. We're gonna run out of ammo if we just sit here and keep fighting them back. After I take out these two guys, I think I'm just gonna have to charge in because oh, okay, there was an end to the enemies, right? That's good to know if you're on this part yourself. It's not an endless wave. You just have to. There's just quite a lot of them that come at you. But yeah, we managed to get past that. That was trickier than I thought it would be. Oh, and we're right into another set of enemies. This is a lot more intensive than the last mission. For some reason I always remembered Samara's mission being trickier, but I guess maybe Thane's has more enemies in it. Again, if you're doing this, it's probably best to do as many side missions as you can before recruiting Thane. Just so you're high level and you've got a good few upgrades and you've got enough credits to buy the best assault rifle upgrades. So I think I'm at level 5 with assault rifles or whatever it is. Like a level 5 assault rifle damage and so on. At least I hope I should be by this point. And I think I've done the same with sniper rifles, got it up to level 5 or 6. And then I've got the skin weave upgrade and the shield armor upgrade thing. Got all that sort of stuff, so I'm just imagining if I hadn't upgraded all that, how much trickier this would be.
We'll go. Hey, look.
I would have probably died about 5 times at that first area instead of like the 2 or 3 that I did die.
It's one reason I'm here.
But I'm gonna have to take back that stuff I was saying about I'm pretty good at this game now, because clearly so I could still die really easily.
Not a merc. He's on his own.
I sort of knew as I was saying it.
Well,
What do you see? I'll just die like 5 minutes after I say this.
but he just closed the door and locked us in.
And sure enough, I was already dead before the first wave of enemies was sort of wiped out.
He's got it coming.
So again, these were some civilian workers at Nasana's base, or whatever this place is, the Dante's Towers or whatever. And Thane just sort of locked him into this broom closet or storage closet or whatever this thing is.
Let's go, everybody.
And Shepherd's just letting him out.
Thank you. And tell your assassin to aim for her head, because she doesn't have a heart.
So overly dramatic. You gotta aim for her head because she doesn't have a heart. Solarians do like poetic stuff like that, if I remember. There's a line when Rex goes to Surkesh and he sees the sort of planet, and he sort of has a mocking, joking line about, see, this is why Solarians can't fight, they're always busy writing poetry about waterfalls and all this stuff. It's pretty funny, so guess I'm going to use that to explain why that Solarian was being so overly dramatic. So we'll just hack this, and we picked up a Viper sniper rifle. I think this is actually a pretty great sniper rifle, good fire rate, and 12 rounds in a clip. Okay, yeah, this part could be tricky. I think this is where this Krogan gets off this elevator that I was talking about. Can I jump over? No, why would you vault over that? Okay, we'll get behind this. Okay, he's got shields, armor, and then his health bar to get through. We'll put on the disruptor ammo to get his shields down. Really unload on this with him with this sniper rifle. It's a pretty great rifle, I think.
Keep them back.
I don't do much sniping outside of insanity mode, so I have no clue what the best rifle is, but this one does plenty of damage. Look at that. Now, I'm sort of stun locked here, and this guy's getting a bit too close. Okay, come on. His health's screwed out. Right. Stun locked at a bad time. Get back and cover Shepard, please. Oh, he was stun locked again. I actually think this is going to be the most we've died in a single mission by the end of this. I am not doing great today at all. I'm being punished for all that stuff I said at the start. Yeah, I'm pretty decent at this game now. I only die once and then I've died 20 times by the end of this video probably.
Might suggest
we'll hide over here this time because I think the problem was I was too close to the elevator. I didn't get a chance to vault over that thing, or I couldn't. For some reason I remember being able to vault over there in the original version of the game. Maybe I've imagined that, but hopefully we can just unload on this guy quickly with this rifle. And Miranda and Morden hopefully don't go down this time. Blow up, please. We'll incinerate and warp to help me out, please, guys. Okay, get him with a few headshots. Nice. We're really laying into him this time. And Miranda and Morden are still up. Oh, Miranda and Morden really machine gunned him good there. Okay, yes, we've done a lot better this time. See, sometimes it's all about just knowing what's coming and being able to plan for it. I did remember there was a Krogan that got off the elevator, but I didn't realise that there was like his two friends or whatever was coming out the elevator as well. So yeah, it would be best if when you're doing that mission, try to get back to one of the further back bits of cover. And hopefully you won't get taken down like I did. We're dying quite a lot in this mission, more than I thought we would. But hopefully there's not that. I think we're about halfway through this mission now. Hopefully there's not too many more tricky bits. So again, this is another one of everyone's favourite renegade option moments.
Turn around.
Just throwing this guy out the window. Again, it's one I usually don't skip because, I mean, he's an Eclipse merc. He's probably gonna go off and do some pretty bad stuff after we let him go, if you do let him go, so it's for the best, I think, if we just toss him out this window. Just let Shepard be a little bit of a badass for a couple of moments. Just toss him out. See you next fall, mate. There we go.
How about goodbye?
I think that's what he should have said instead of how about goodbye, and I'll see you next fall. Just a really terrible, terrible pun. Okay, what is in this room? Some mechs. Just incinerate and warp them if we can. Okay, we'll get some good use out of this sniper rifle because it's actually a really effective weapon. Can't remember what it's called. Was it the Viper? I saw the name when I picked it up, but I think that's what it was. If you're a sniper character, this seems to be the rifle you want to get. Just 12 clipped round, really good fire rate, and does pretty decent damage if you've upgraded your sniper rifle damage high enough. We'll warp that and incinerate. Now, obviously, the other rifle I had, the very just basic rifle that you start with, it was one-shotting some enemies with a headshot, but again, you have to reload after each shot. It's quite a lot slower than that.
Are you guys all right in here?
And that Viper rifle I've picked up there.
I'll shoot.
Relax. We're here to help.
Okay, so
I don't
yeah,
hurt
here's
you.
another renegade option.
I said
Uh,
get back.
but unlike the other renegade options, you sort of know that one you're not supposed to take it, because this guy, he's not wearing Eclipse armor. He's obviously not a merc. He sounds pretty scared, pretty
Don't come any closer.
much like he's not really going to do anything.
I don't want to hurt
So you've got no reason to really use the renegade option there.
I
It's pretty well telegraphed,
here.
I think, when a renegade option is meant to be the right choice, or you're not going to feel bad for taking the renegade choice.
I just want to see
And
if it's
that's
all right.
mainly when the enemy,
Are you
well,
the ones
when the person you're doing it against is proven to be an enemy already. Like the guy who just threw out the window, he was in Eclipse armor.
No. Tell
The
him
Blue
that
Suns
it's
merc who's repairing the airship in Gar's mission, as I think I mentioned before. He's obviously trying to help the mercs defeat Shepard and Gar, so you're obviously going to electrocute him, stop him from fixing the airship.
That's very precise shooting.
So I really like, again, that this game, it gives you those reasons to actually play a bit darker at times, do something a bit more vengeful, a bit more renegade,
Yeah,
and it doesn't seem out of character.
thank you.
Because in this game, it is a darker game. Shepard is working with Cerberus now. He's not working with the Alliance anymore. He's gonna be playing by his own rules a bit more. And I think as long as the people that he's employing violence against are mercs and stuff, it's well within his character that he would just throw an Eclipse merc out a window. And again, we were probably doing the right thing, because that merc was gonna go off and just kill somebody else probably as soon as we let him go. And Shepard would always have to remember that merc. He could be coming back for revenge if we let him go. So,
I'm afraid your men aren't able to respond to sound.
although maybe there was somebody standing down in the streets of Ilium who just minding their own business, walking around, and then suddenly an Eclipse merc landed on their head and just crushed them to death. So I can see actually why it is a renegade option, because that could have been pretty dangerous. Or what? Oh, we died! I was too busy talking again. What happened there? Did the Locky mech or whatever, did it get too close to me? I guess I was sort of stun locked, and then they just machine gun Shepard. And I'll try to watch out for that section when we get back up there. So what was I saying? Yeah, something about renegade options. I've been rambling so much I actually forget what I was talking about.
I'm afraid your men aren't able to respond.
Yeah, I think I was just saying there's a lot of good renegade options in the second Mass Effect, and I like that they give you the opportunity to actually use some of them and not feel too bad about it. Sometimes the renegade option is just a really obvious dumb decision that no one would ever make. But it's better when there's an actual reason to them that makes sense and actually benefits you in some way. I'm trying to think of ones that are stupid and don't really benefit Shepard. Don't think it's really a renegade option, but in Mass Effect 3, if you side with the Solarians instead of Rex and sabotage that cure, because that doesn't really help anybody. Doesn't really help the war effort, because you really need the Krogan to be on your side. Rex is your friend. Most people really think Rex is a great character. They wouldn't want to betray him. Siding with the Dalatras and the Solarians, their fleet isn't that strong compared to the Krogan. Just, it doesn't really make any sense. And I guess that would be regarded as the renegade option, not curing the genophage. But actually, curing genophage could be seen from a certain point of view as a renegade option, because we all know the Krogan, they enjoy a good scrap, a good war. They could rise again and sort of maybe threaten the galaxy, so it is kind of dangerous to cure the genophage. could have been interesting that if it was actually viewed as the Renegade option, and that siding with the Solarians was the Paragon option. But again, I understand why people don't really like this black and white system Mass Effect uses, because issues are more complicated than that. And I think that's why in Mass Effect Andromeda they didn't really have the Renegade and Paragon option anymore. But what they replaced it with wasn't really that great. It was just sort of a speech system that allowed you to be sarcastic, a bit of a dick, or just overly nice. Maybe there was one where you could be sort of emotional and sad or whatever. But the game didn't judge you in the same way for your choices. There wasn't really a meter of here's a Paragon meter and a Renegade meter. I'm trying to remember how Andromeda handled your reputation or whatever. But yeah, it's not coming back to me. Unfortunately, I played through Andromeda just the once. You know, like fully played it through, like 100%. And then I went back to it before Legendary Edition came out just to see if I'd been a bit too harsh on it. And yeah, it's not great. It's not really that memorable. There's just, I think the main issue over everything, aside from glitches and not as great writing and stuff, was the core decisions you were making in Andromeda just were not memorable. Mass Effect 1, it has the decision to, are you gonna take out Rex or keep him alive? Are you gonna leave Ashley behind or Caden? Are you gonna save the Council or let the Council die? Are you gonna let the Rachni Queen escape? Or are you gonna wipe out the Rachni? Just there was a lot more decisions like that that really stick in your head and you remember them. In Andromeda, I can't remember one decision. And I'm not even playing that up to exaggerate. I would have to Google some of the decisions to remember anything you actually made a choice about in that game. And I think overall that's the weakest element. Because people like to say, oh, but it was basically like Mass Effect 1 again. You have to give it a chance to sort of build up to be like the trilogy. But yeah, Mass Effect 1 immediately out the gate had really memorable choices and decisions. Like trying to keep Rex alive on Vermeer, or if you had to shoot him, was really memorable. He was my favourite character and I remember going, oh please don't make me do this. And then luckily I had enough, I'd done enough to help Rex by getting his family's armour the first time, and he actually backed down. Then I was talking to my friend and he was like, oh yeah, I had to shoot him because he wouldn't listen to me. And I was like, oh man, that's such a cool game that our story has gone so differently, even though we're playing the same game. Although he probably did reload later and do another playthrough or whatever to keep Rex alive, because who doesn't want Rex alive? He's the best. But again, even that one decision from Mass Effect 1 is bigger than any of the ones in Andromeda. Like, I'm still struggling to think of any. Was there maybe a mission where you had to choose between one of your teammates again, leaving them behind somewhere or something? I honestly couldn't tell you. But having said all that, I do think I am willing to give a Mass Effect 4, or whatever subtitle they call the next one, I am willing to give it a chance because they're going back to the Milky Way, and I think they realised that they really need to get people back on side. They really need to polish up this next game and do something that's worthy of the Mass Effect name, because honestly this universe is so rich. It's so well regarded. People are so invested in it. There's so much fan art and cosplay and fan-made works because they just love Mass Effect so much. And I really don't think BioWare wants to abandon the series just because it didn't sell, one entry didn't sell that well or get really high reviews. I think this is sort of the last shot for BioWare. These next two games they're doing, Dragon Age and the next Mass Effect, like if they do not go well, I think EA is going to be there in the background, like the Grim Reaper, just inching towards BioWare, going, listen, this studio hasn't been bringing its A game for about 10 years now. We're tired of these mediocre reviews and being a laughingstock. We're going to have to shut this company down. And that would be pretty sad when that happened. Sort of understand from a business standpoint. EA, they are there to make money, and if one of their studios is sort of costing them money and reputation by putting out subpar releases, and they have given them another shot here with another Dragon Age and another Mass Effect, but if those do not go well, I think it is game over, unfortunately. But I have seen Casey Hudson. He left BioWare again after coming back for some reason.
Let's finish this.
I don't know what was going on. That's kind of a worrying sign. He was like, "Yeah, I'm back. We're gonna work on Mass Effect. We're gonna make it right this time." And then, like 2 years later, okay, things aren't really working out at BioWare. I'm just gonna leave and create my own studio again. I mean, good for him that he's got his own studio now. But also it's kind of worrying as to what is going on there at BioWare if the original creator of Mass Effect's like, yeah, I'm not really enjoying myself here, this isn't going well, things aren't really meeting my expectations or whatever went on there. And him and so many other original staff members and writers just are not there anymore, and like, you don't really know if the talent is there to sort of recapture what the original Mass Effect trilogy accomplished. No company stays the same forever. They lose people all the time, but usually there is a couple of senior figures that are always there until like they retire after like 30 years or whatever.
Don't patronize me, Shepard.
Charming as ever.
But hopefully there's people there that really know what they're doing. And this time they're going to get a budget and enough time to develop a game that's going to impress people. I think I said before, Dragon Age 4, they're probably not calling it Dragon Age 4, they'll probably call it Dragon Age random subtitle. Because Dragon Age Inquisition was called Dragon Age Inquisition, like they didn't put a 3 in there. I think these days they don't really like putting numbers in a game's title, because it sort of scares off new players. If they see like, oh, Dragon Age 4, that means I need to play 1 through 3. Those games are sort of trapped on ancient hardware. I don't really want to go back to those. I guess I'll just skip this new game. But if it's called something like Dragon Age Inquisition, where there's no number in the title, a lot of new players just jump in there. They don't realise it's a sequel.
Not bad.
They're not as scared of the number. It's a pretty good way to get new players in there. So yeah, I think the next Dragon Age, it's really BioWare's shot to really impress us again.
The wicked must not be forsaken.
She certainly was wicked.
And I don't think much work will be done on Mass Effect until Dragon Age is out. They probably have two separate teams within BioWare doing each, working on each game. But yeah, it's probably, if Dragon Age doesn't do well, that Mass Effect project might, grind to a halt. I hope it wouldn't. I hope the next Dragon Age goes well. Hope it comes out and gets great reviews and everybody's like, oh, BioWare are back. This is the company that we used to really enjoy. And hopefully, yeah, we just end up with two good games.
I need you for a mission.
And both of these franchise, I can't even speak. Both these franchises get back on track, especially Mass Effect, because it has such potential to be bigger than it is currently.
Freedom's Progress was
Like,
very
I'm just
good.
gonna say it, I enjoyed Mass Effect more than Star Wars, to be honest, or Guardians of the Galaxy, or Star Trek, or
Collectors would
most of
report
those sci-fi universes. I think Mass Effect just completely just blows them out of the water with the world building and the alien races and how fleshed out the lore and stuff is.
You built a career on performing the impossible.
I think the only sci-fi universe I like a little bit more is probably Battlestar Galactica, the rebooted series. I think that's just a masterpiece.
I'm dying.
But yeah, Mass Effect is probably my second
Those
favorite
survivors
sci-fi
don't
universe.
concern me. The abduction of your colonists does.
I absolutely think it can be bigger than video games, that they
Giving me this opportunity
could
is
definitely adapt it to TV and film or whatever they
The
wanted.
universe is a dark place.
And I just hope it makes it to that kind of level. It was getting there in 2012, but then the ending sort of to Mass Effect 3 sort of put a downer on things,
I
and
must
it
atone for that.
never reached that level again.
I will work for you, Shepard.
But yeah, I'll stop my rambling because this mission is over, and I think we're going to leave it there. And next time we'll do the Reaper IFF mission and fight some husks. So thanks for watching, and see you later.